everybody. Good afternoon, evening to you. How are you? So, I have been very slow with my reacts to Chantal, mainly due to the fact that she's been extra boring. I don't know what's in the air or the water today, but it seems like everybody's on one. I mean, seriously, they're just somebody's drinking the crazy Kool-Aid and passing it around. So, Foodie is on one. I don't know why she's on one. Honestly, she's always on one, but sometimes she's just extra vile. And the stream I'm about to react to, she's being extra, extra evil and vile. And for those of you that are in my audience, I do care about you. I know that when you watch Foodie Beauty that it's easy to get triggered. And honestly, that's what Chantal wants. She wants to trigger people. She wants to make people upset. Because whenever she makes people upset or triggered, that's when she gets an uptick in views. And right now, I'm sure money is very, very tight with her and Salah. She literally eats through her paycheck. And looking at the date today is the 15th of August. We're halfway in the middle of the month. She's got another 2 weeks before the pay period ends. And it's very obvious, Chantal, that you need money. You've been spending a lot of money on fast food. You've been eating food like crazy, just eating through your paycheck. And everybody has noticed, has been feeling himself. And he's insisting that you go online and stay live for 2 hours at a time. Another interesting development, y'all, and it may or may not matter, but I'm putting it on the table anyway. So I just saw a clip. Pete did a live stream and he mentioned something about getting $15,000, some kind of inheritance or some kind of money. So what are the chances that the moment that Chantal hears about that she's going to try to dip into Pete's pocket for some reason? What are the chances that Chantal might be talking to Pete, and if he wants her back, and if she's looking for a way to come back, well, if he's got 15 grand in his pocket, that might just be enough for them to get a place together, wouldn't it? Now, I'm not saying that'll definitely happen, but I know how greedy Chantal is. You know, if she's miserable in Kuwait, but she's in a situation where she cannot come back by herself, she needs someone there, and she doesn't have enough money to get a place of her own due to her bankruptcies. You know, she ran to Pete's once. She'll probably do it again. If that's her only option on the table, she might take it. So that's an interesting development. But let's talk about the live that Chantal just completed. Now, I was all over Twitter, just checking out Twitter to see what people were saying about the live. And again, she's being extra vile, extra triggering. I'm just putting that on the table so everybody knows. So if the talk of, say, essay or DV or anything that she says, if you start watching the react and it becomes too much, if you have to turn it off, turn it off. Always protect your emotional and mental health. Always. Don't let any content anywhere by anyone trigger you. Just protect yourself. If it's too much, it's too much. So she did the live and she was talking about the YouTube Underground. She was making threats, talking about some really vile things. Honestly, I don't know what her protection is with YouTube. They took her channel away once before, and then they did something unprecedented. They gave it back. I don't know if she's got a pull with anybody at YouTube or she knows some people that are connected to anyone, but there must be something funky going on that they gave her channel back. It's not like her channel per se makes a bunch of money. So what is it? Why do they keep letting her break all the rules? And now she's making threats against creators and YouTube isn't doing a doggone thing. What is it? What is it, YouTube? We really want to know. Can you let us know? I mean, you guys have a terms of service that you say everybody has to follow, but I guess the real story is only certain people have to follow it. That if you know somebody or if you know someone that knows someone, maybe you might look the other way. It seems like that's what you're doing with Chantal, because you're not doing what you could do and, put the band hammer down. Anyway, I'm ranting, and I'm sorry for ranting. I know that Chantal wants me to get mad, and I like to give the calmer reacts to Chantal. Since I know she wants me to get mad, I'm going to do my best to control my temper. I will do my best, y'all, because I realize some of you wear headphones and earphones. You do not need me to scream and yell in your ear. So I'm going to do my best not to. But there might be some cursing. There might be some profanity. Yes, there might be. I'm just putting that on the table too. So you know what you have to look forward to. But I'm going to just talk from a place of sense. I like doing that. I like talking from a place of sense. I don't want my emotions to get the better of me. So that's what we're going to do. I've already downloaded a copy of her live. I've been reacting to her for years. If Chantal does or says something in a live that might get her channel in trouble, how it usually goes is that she'll do the live, she'll do the video, she'll leave it up for a bit, and then she'll get rid of it. Which, by the way, Chantal, when you do that, all you're doing is making more valuable real estate for the reactors. Because if people are on your channel and you do something and they want to know about it, and then you're moving off your channel, they got to go to the reaction channels to see it. So you just spent an hour, 2 hours of your time doing something for free. So thanks, I guess. But yeah, I got my copy. I know how she is. I'm very familiar with her dirty deleting ways. So just in case she deletes in the middle of this react, I got my copy, girlfriend. I'll upload it. I'll put it as unlisted and I'll react to it that way. Yeah, I'm already prepared. When I come to class, I got my notes. I got my little notebook, and it's time to get started. So let's get into the Twitter stuff. There's not a whole lot to go through, and then we'll jump into her live. And if something happens, listen, I'll just redo it. I don't care. All right. So, oops, my bad. I am so sorry. She's already got me kind of worked up. I don't even know where I'm at right now. All right. So there we go. That's where I want it to be. Okay. So for those of you that are on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter under Wow Girl Sarah. So let's start here with the post from Piggy saying, Foodie is literally defending Salah's great fantasies. Oh, no, she's not. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. This is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one for me, but that's okay. I'm a big girl. I'll handle it. Mo Translate says, Nads got his main channel back even after he was terminated by YouTube. Yeah, so that happened. So Nader had his channel taken away from him, and now he's back. And he did a live stream today on his channel, or at least he scheduled one. I don't know if he actually did it, but yeah, his channel's back for those who want to know, need to know. Elizabeth Jennifer says she takes pleasure in talking about a victim of child essay. It's sick. Look, I haven't watched the live. I just read stuff on Twitter like this, and I'm like, wow. Wow. This is going to be a hard one, y'all. I can already tell it's going to be a hard one. Butt Pats and Super Chats says time is 1 hour, 44 minutes, 1 second. There's a timestamp. She says, go choke on your chicken nuggets. Forget to screenshot the full report. Here's the history. Yeah, a lot of people are reporting the live just because of the hateful comments, the content, the threats and whatnot. It's just like, Foodie, what is going on with you? Like, you've been on YouTube for years. You know the rules. You know them well. As a matter of fact, not only do you know the rules, you know how to play YouTube against itself. You figured out the system long ago that if you want to say something vile, which is often, you know, all you have to do is just say something vile. And as soon as you're done, delete the live, delete the video, and YouTube doesn't do anything because they're like, we don't see it on their channel. You know how to play the game. You know how to play it. And that's not a compliment, by the way. That's you just being sleazy. Fondue Pondu Says Foodie Beauty, 1 hour, 45 minutes. Foodie telling, I guess it's Sam Tefler and Yaba to blank themselves. Look, I know that Chantal doesn't like Yaba, the YouTube Underground. She doesn't like Sam. She doesn't like the reactors, period. She doesn't like French Fry Girl. But telling somebody to off themselves, is that really necessary? That's going too far. That's really going too far, Chantal. And you know it. You know, like, you know what this is, y'all? You know what this feels like? Like, let's step away from the wall that is Foodie Beauty. Let's step away from the wall. You know, you're too close to something, you can't see all the details. If you're too close to something, you can't see all the details. So let's just take a few steps back away from the wall and see the bigger picture. What is going on with Foodie? I think there's some stuff going on behind the scenes with her and Salah. I think Salah is really ticking her off. I think Salah is ticked off at her. He's pushing her to make more money because she eats it as soon as she earns it. And she's taking out her anger on all of us. Why? Because who are we? We're just people online that we voice our opinions, but physically we're not there in front of her. So she's taking out her anger on all of us because she doesn't have to stand in front of us and get our actual physical responses, whether it's word or something else. You know, she's just screaming into the void. It's making her feel better to scream into the void. Her life is miserable. I don't care what you say, Chantal. People who are happy and content and they're living the most blissful life ever, they're so blissful they don't have time for negativity. And yet that's all we get out of you. And yet, whose fault is that? Whose fault is it that your life sucks? Yours. Why? Because you made it that way. You lived a life for years of running from responsibility. All kinds of responsibility. Responsibility for paying your taxes and being on top of your money. Responsibility for being responsible for your money. Responsibility for your health. Responsibility for the relationships you have with people, be it with friend or family. You ran from all of that. You don't have a single true friend left. The only people that you've had in your life are the ones that you pay for companionship. Nobody wants to be around you unless they're getting paid. You don't even like your own company. You don't want to be alone, do you, Chantal? And physically speaking, you're so sick you can't be alone. Because if you were alone and there's nobody else around, what if something happened to you? You literally need a caretaker. You listen to the feedy people. They got in your ear and they convinced you this is the happy life. You know, laying like a seal is the happy life. Here's the problem, Big Mama. You're not a seal. And even if you were, seals go swimming. Yes, they're physical. They go out and do things. They don't lay on the beach all day. To maintain their weight, to stay fed, they got to go hunt fish. Stupid. So laying like a seal, you're not a seal. You're a human. You got to get up and do stuff. I just went out and rode for like 6 miles. I just got back. I'm still feeling it. And I'm 53. And you're 40. And you're not doing nothing. So all of this anger you got inside of you, it's projection. You're projecting your self-loathing and your self-hate on other people. And you know what? That's going to get nowhere. It's going nowhere. You've been doing it for how long? Has anything changed? Is anything positive happening? No. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. So does that mean by that definition you are insane? Maybe you're acting insane? You know, you're sitting there running in a circle, going around and around and around and around and around. But until you create an exit, You're always going to be in that circle chasing your own tail. Let's keep going. Moon Goddess Tarot says, this is why we don't like you, Chantal. You think essays should be a talking point to own a foe. You don't care about victims, and you don't care about any viewers who might be unsettled by this inappropriate topic. You're trash. You know what, Moon Goddess Tarot? I agree with you. I haven't watched the live, and like I said, I'm going to try my best to keep my temper. I know you guys like the spicy rose, and I like to let it out sometimes, but I know that's what she wants. And as far as DV and SA are concerned, I do not want Chantal to get me to a place where I am so triggered that I can't think, that I'm upset for the rest of the night. She is not worth it to me. And I'm saying that, and I'm not saying this to trauma dump on anybody, just giving you a point of view. I've actually gone through SA and DV. So even if somebody has really gone through it versus someone like her, that she's lying about it, she's just telling a story, but she's never been through those experiences. As someone that I've been through it, I am not going to give her what she wants. Because in my opinion, she is a predator. Chantal is a predator. She's a vile predator. The fact that she's a woman means nothing to me. A predator is a predator, no matter what their sexual identity is. She is a predator. And in this instance, ladies and gentlemen, in this instance, talking about these subjects the way that she has, the way that she is, she's still being a predator. Would you like to know how? Would you like to know why? Because just as she did long ago, when she pretended that she had gone through certain things, she got online night after night after night for hours and hours and hours talking about her experiences with Nader. What she was really doing was preying on the people in her audience that have actually been through it. She was preying on their experiences. Think on that for a minute. Think on that. She was preying on people who have been hurt in that way, opening up their scars, preying on their bad memories, opening up their scars, looking for the profit inside, looking for the coins to fall out. And a lot did fall out. A lot of people back in the day gave her money because they honestly believed her. And I will confess openly, honestly, that for half a second, she had me too. I honestly believed her, because why would she lie about something like that? That's serious. That's horrible. I believed her for a minute. But then I started noticing things weren't adding up. Things looked off. Like the fact that she could come online and talk about what she'd been through with no issue. There was no visceral reaction. You know, because when you go through certain things, you're reliving it in your mind at the same time. You're going to feel that hurt in your mind. Yet she could do it with no problem. And the fact that she could stay away and she didn't. She was sneaking off to go see Nader even after the allegations. It was never about her seeking justice for wrong done to her. It was about playing a game with Nader and using allegations as a sort of power leverage. Vile and heinous she is. She's a predator. Always has been. Even since she was young, she's been a predator. It's always been a problem. Always. She preys on people. And to keep people from noticing that she's a predator, she plays the victim card so that nobody notices that she's a predator. They say the greatest trick that the devil ever played on man was convincing man he did not exist. And the greatest trick that Chantal plays on her audience is convincing people that she's a victim when she's a predator. As long as people are looking over here, they're not looking over there. As long as you think I'm a victim, you won't think I'm a horrible predator. You won't even think that. It won't even cross your mind, but it's the truth. It's the absolute truth. And Chantal has surrounded herself with predators in the past. Her main mod was Karate Joe, and he was a sax offender. She was also a mod for Cyrax and Dragon Lord Frodo. Even Pete, her roommate, wrote great fiction. And now there's Salah. Interesting people she keeps company with, huh? Yeah. Yeah, what victim would do that? I ask you. I'll leave that for you to decide for yourself. Moving on. So, perfectly imperfect as well. Zero empathy or compassion. Whew, let's watch the clip.
Okay, here's the thing, Passion Tim. I'm not responsible for people's triggers.
Okay, so here's the comment. I know you guys have trouble seeing it because it's kind of hidden by the stuff on the bottom. Passion Tim the GOAT says this conversation could be triggering for victims of SA. Let's lighten the subject. So that's the comment that Chantal is responding to. Here's what she says.
Okay, here's the thing, Passion Tim. I'm not responsible for people's triggers. This is not a snowflake friggin'.
I'm not responsible for people's triggers. Now remember, she's supposed to be a victim, right? Where's the compassion? Where's the empathy? If you've been through something horrible, wouldn't you have a sense of understanding and empathy? If you've been through a very horrible experience, it doesn't have to be a lot, just one. If you've been through a really horrible experience, you've been through that nightmare, knowing how horrible it is, knowing how hard it is to deal with emotionally and mentally, wouldn't you be more compassionate and understanding and respectful of those who might have gone through it? I would think so. But this woman lacks empathy. She lacks compassion. She lacks a soul, period. She's shameless. She has no regret, no remorse, and that's how she's able to do and say the things that she does and says without feeling an ounce of regret or remorse. She can say and do the things that she does and go to sleep just fine and wake up in the morning without feeling bad. But go ahead, Chantal.
Chat, okay? Like, everyone might have a sensitive subject that they find triggering. I'm not responsible for people's triggers, like, whatever. Okay, here's the thing, Passion Tim.
I'm breathing deep. You know, I'm getting worked up, but I love y'all. I'm going to keep my temper as much as I can. I promise. I promise no screaming. I promise. We're just going to keep going with this. Okay. All right. Hey, girl. Hey says, that's right, Foodie. Get that vet report from the only time you took BBJ to the vet. Oh, good Lord in heaven. Boy, she really went back to her closet and picked out the most triggering, angering subjects you could think of. Wow. So not only talking about sensitive subjects that might trigger people, we're going to bring up BBJ yet again when you don't have to, like it's a done deal. BBJ isn't exactly where she needs to be with people that are taking care of her. But this is what we're doing today, Chantal. Ooh, Salah must have really made her mad. Oof. Get that vet report from the only time you took BBJ to the vet, and I'll show how you were supposed to bring her back for further tests and nail clipping. But you refuse to take her because you're a selfish person. Show it. Yeah. At least I can carry you, says, but reaction channels can't joke about your blank. They can, Chantal. And I wouldn't give a crap if animal control went there 50 times. We could visibly see the state of your cats in home. They lived in crap and they were matted. Poor BBJ had bald spots from your neglect. Look, I was there. I remember clearly the day that Chantal took BBJ to the vet. Do y'all want to know why she took BBJ to the vet? Roman L. Roman. She was interested in Roman L. Roman. Roman liked animals. And remember what I said before about Chantal and men. Whatever they like, she likes. Whatever they hate, she hates. So since Roman liked animals, I guess she wanted to get in good with Roman. So she had to act like she cared about BBJ. So BBJ finally got to go to the vet. And there was a live stream that was done where Chantal and Roman were sitting in her car. And there was a recorded message or phone call played in the car. And the vet said, and I heard her say loudly, you need to bring BBJ back for oral surgery as soon as you can. Now, I don't know what was going on with her mouth, but if the vet is saying oral surgery, that points in the direction of there's something going on maybe with her teeth. And we all know now that BBJ had rotted teeth. And because of that, I'm sure she was in a lot of pain and she couldn't eat. So that might have been a reason why she was losing weight. But Chantal didn't care. The vet told her she needed to be brought in for oral surgery. And Chantal did not do everything she could have done for BBJ. And that was the last time she took her to the vet. That was the last time we knew about. So, yeah. Let's watch the clip.
Keith, you guys see the kind of jokes I tell, and then you're going to act brand new when I make a joke about BBJ. I'm going to take a dirt.
Here's the thing, Chantal. I love Booger, my cat. And there's an outside cat, Blackie. I love her to pieces, too. Let me tell you something. Something happened this morning outside. It was early in the morning. And I heard like a cat fight going on outside. There's a place next door to where I live. It's a farm. There's several cats. Didn't know if they were fighting. Didn't know if something had happened to Blackie. I got up this morning, shaking the food container. So because that's what she hears. That's my signal to come and get her breakfast. And for the longest, she wouldn't come over. I didn't know where she was. I was worried about her. And she didn't show up till this afternoon. Like something had spooked her. I love my babies. They eat before I eat. They're never going to go hungry. You never cared about BBJ. You never cared about Sam. They were just props for your show. They were useful as props until you got obsessed with men. And then once you got obsessed with men, you just treated your cats like unwanted props in a theater. Just push them to the corner and don't care about them. And if we're going to be honest, and we are, I think what made you extremely angry about Frenchie getting BBJ, it wasn't just the fact that you hate Frenchie. It wasn't just that. I know exactly where your mind went. You were angry because when Frenchie did something good and she got BBJ and got her the help that she needed, desperately needed, people were so happy to see that baby with people that actually cared, to see that BBJ was going to get the help that she needed because she needed a lot. They were just like, sending the super chats. And that really ticked you off, didn't it? Like, you weren't angry because you love BBJ and you were missing her and oh, I made a mistake and I love her and now I want her back. No. It wasn't about love. It was about money. You were kicking yourself. You were seriously kicking yourself. I'm sure you were thinking, oh my God, if I had just taken the cats to the vet and acted like I cared, maybe some of that money might have been mine. Maybe my Beezers might have given me money. It was a money thing. It wasn't a love thing. You never loved those cats. You don't love yourself. How could you possibly give love to an animal? Witch. You have no love inside of yourself for yourself. How can you give it to an animal? And here we are years later, and you're still salty about it, and you're still talking about it. It's a done deal. You understand? It's a done deal. And I'm sure BBJ is living a better life than you. And she might even outlive you. I don't know. But she earned it. For all the pain you put her through, she earned her peace. She earned whatever good health she has. God knows you don't deserve it. You're a hurtful person. You got Julia. You don't even treat Julia right.
Now, so what? She's gonna die. It's a fact of life. Everyone's gonna die. I joke about my death. I joke about everything. Doesn't mean.
You know what, Chantal? Here's the irony of you. It bothers you if the reaction channels talk about your sugar foot. It bothers you if we say, yeah, you're going to lose a foot. You're going to lose a limb to diabetes. You don't like hearing those words. Yet what are you doing to preserve your health? Nothing. What are you doing? You're over there eating tons of fast food, driving your blood sugar up into 300s, 400s. You don't want to take your blood sugar readings anymore. You're having problems with your vision. You're having problems with your mobility. You're having problems with your breathing. Your body is telling you it can't take much more. You don't like the reaction channels, but maybe in a really rude way, maybe in a crude way, they're saying, hey, these are possibilities. You need to think about them. Because you do. You need to think about them. But you don't want to think about them. You get mad at us for mentioning the possibilities of what could happen to you. At the same time, you work overtime to make them happen. I'm not saying they are going to happen, but you're not preserving your health. I don't know why, woman, but you are in a hurry to meet the Grim Reaper. I think long ago you decided, I give up. I quit. I'm not going to fight for my health. I'm not going to fight for life. I'm ready for death. That's my opinion. That's how I feel. You're not fighting for yourself. You're not improving yourself. You're not helping yourself. You have absolutely given up, and you have sided with the people in your chat. The feedy people, they've actually put the spin on it of, hey, eat all you want. Lay in the seal position. Get bedbound. It's such a great idea. Is it? Do you think Salah's going to put up with you? He hates you. He doesn't have the medical training to be your nurse. He doesn't know what to do. He wouldn't know what to do with bed sores or rashes or skin breakage. He wouldn't know what to look for. He doesn't have the strength to move you around in bed, to bathe you and to clothe you. At your current weight, you would need about 3 or 4 people to move you if you did become bedbound. You would need more than him. Do you have the money to pay that extra medical staff? Do you have the money for an extra special bed to support your weight? How about the lifting bar? How about a special wheelchair? Do you have any of that stuff? No. And what if something happens to your kidneys? All those feedy people in your ear. Are they going to convince you, oh, it's so much fun to sit in dialysis for 12 to 14 hours, which you're going to have to do at your current weight because you are of a bigger size? It's going to take that long to rinse your blood. Your kidneys are in trouble and you don't care. You just don't care. You don't care about your health. You don't care, Chantal. What are we supposed to do? Pat you on the back for ruining your health? We're not going to do that. You may have your beezers brainwashed. You may have people in your chat that they may have food issues and they get behind you and encourage you to eat. Those are your true haters, by the way, not girl world. We're not encouraging you to eat, but the people you like, they are. So maybe you kind of got it backwards, mama. Maybe the people that you like are the ones who are actually wishing you the most harm because they see how sick you are and they're encouraging you to eat. And I'll say it again. As much as I don't like you, and trust me, I don't like you. You're deplorable. You're evil. You have a wretched soul. For what you did to those animals, you're wretched. But I still think it's messed up for people or a person to approach someone who's an addict and mention the source of their addiction to them, making them think about it, which is going to lead to them doing it. Beezers. Beezers, I'm talking to you, Beezers. Yeah, you. That's messed up. That's really messed up. I'm not defending Chantal, mind you. I'm just calling out that kind of evil, because it is. But go ahead, Chantal, keep talking. Flap your gums a bit.
You know, love her and abuse her and harm her. Get a life. Stop clutching your pearls. Like, such an abuser. So the 3 times that animal control came, I need to get those reports.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's talk about animal control. They came to the door and Pete's didn't answer the door. And the one time they did show up and got let in, they told Pete's to clean the place. They told you guys, clean the place up. Animal control cannot do tests on the animals to see where their health is on the inside. Only a vet can do that. You know, they're not there to take the animals automatically. But imagine animal control showing up and telling Chantal and Pete's, this place is nasty, clean it up. How bad it must have been.
And all the vet reports. It's not funny. Well, just because you don't think it's funny doesn't mean that it's what you think it is, okay? So go clutch your pearls somewhere else.
Shut up. Like, she's doing the pinky thing. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, so what else we got here? Oh, Bex, Sassy Bear. Okay, you guys can see she did like a Burger King breakfast mukbang. She had like 2 meals there, 2 drinks, 2 sandwiches, the whole 9 yards. Chantal's Kuwait pattern is clean up floor in apartment and eats all the food and leftovers. I swear she will travel within a week. Maybe. I don't know where she's going. I don't know if she's going somewhere with Salah. I don't know if she's going back home to Canada and because of Pete's having his money. But we will see, won't we? We'll see. I know she can't stay there forever. What else we got here? Oh, this is from Piggy. She did a live today where she went out by herself and look, she's eating cake. Great. Eating cake. The very thing she needs to do. Wonder Mom says, look at the size of the bite. She's being a freak show, not only on YouTube. How would the people look at her knowing what she ate today? How sick she is that the cake could unalive her. Addiction is no excuse for behavior. Salah and her supporters unalive her. Right. They encourage this behavior. I know there's got to be trolls in her chat. They act like they're her friends, but they're not her friends. So if she's stupid enough that she can't see it, then there's nothing to be said. Oh, from Elizabeth Jennifer. Foodie Beauty is telling people live to attack Yava. Oh, really? Well, let's just do this clip real quick.
Disgusting, okay? You want to know who you can attack in real life? If you really want to attack someone who's a predator, Scabba had 3 kids with this predator and then had her wife make a post saying not to treat this man like shit because he's a war veteran after they knew what he did to a 4-year-old child, okay?
Listen, I don't know what's going on with Yava and Sam. I'm not in their business. I know nothing about that. But one thing I do know, Chantal, is that you cannot do what you're doing right here. You cannot weaponize your own audience and tell them to go attack people. That is a big TOS violation. Do you understand? You know that, though. You know that. You've been on YouTube for 8 years. You know this.
Her baby daddy was in bed with a 4-year-old child. Grape is a king. Disgusting. Okay.
So telling people to go after Yava. All right. Okay, this is interesting. Day-to-day Ray says, saw this comment under Piggy's new video about Pete's inheritance. I thought it was super interesting. I really hope he doesn't give her money. He would be so foolish to do so, but I'm kind of hoping for a new Villa breakup arc. So here's the comment from Summer Flowers saying, talking about Pete's, he just confirmed they aren't married by his comment of her, quote, hoping to get insurance there. If she was a married resident, all she has to do is show proof via her resident card or work permit to obtain it. By the way, Foodie Beauty also lied about citizenship. She said Scatty isn't allowed to be a citizen there because they don't grant citizenship. This is false. If you have lived there 20 years consecutively, you can apply for citizenship. And if you're from another Arab country, it's after 15 years. So I wonder what the real reason is that Scatty can't get citizenship. Well, whatever it is, it's a mess. But I thought that she had to have health insurance to travel. Am I wrong? Somebody let me know in the comments if you guys know. Okay, here we go from Perfectly Imperfect. Dell on Earth says, and yet he didn't follow this with, but then I told her that nobody is insuring a 400-pound diabetic with a list of comorbidities as long as I MLP collection, and that she should make alternative arrangements. Perfectly Imperfect says, according to Pete's, Foodie Beauty does not have health insurance in Kuwait, yet she told us she did. Another lie. This is probably the reason why she's giving for not going to the diabetics education class. So let's watch the clip.
I don't want to give any details about what she's up to, though. And the one thing I will say is that she is hoping to get health insurance over there.
You know what, Pete? I don't know if you want Chantal back. You know what a money-hungry fool she is. You know that she's broke right now. Is this your way of getting her back? Or trying to? Like you're saying, I got all this money. If Chantal comes back, that money will not last long. It's going to be pretty much all gone if she moves back to Canada and she needs it to move into a place, because whatever place she moves into, they're going to ask for first and last months, and also like probably an extra like 2 or 3 months since she has a bankruptcy. That moving into a place, 15 grand will be gone in like a month or two. You're stupid. All the stuff she's put you through, and she's basically put you in debt twice, bro, and you're going for round 3. You're an idiot. You're stupid. Stupid. Moron. Okay. You know what? We're just gonna get into the live. There's probably a lot to go through. I would love to stay on Twitter longer, but let's just get into what she's saying. So this live went on for almost 2 hours. The beginning part of this live, she was feeding like a bunch of cats, street cats, in an effort to make herself look like she actually cares about animals. I'm not believing it. She won't even take care of the cats she has in the house. But yet she'll make sure that the street cats are fed if it means content for her channel. But let's get into it.
Here and there. I don't watch like every single stream, but I tune in here and there. What else did I watch? I watched some of Original Owl.
What happened to I don't care about the drama on YouTube? Yet she always tells on herself, oh, I watch this person and this person and this person and this person and this person. That's all she does all day is scroll on her phone. If there's one part on Chantal's body that gets a workout, it's her scroll finger.
You know, people like to call me vile, and this is the reason they attack me. That's their gaslighting or whatever, deflection, whatever you call it, their deflection. Yet they brag and admit they are distributing revenge porn. Wow, that's what you're doing now? Real valiant of you. Hi, Breeze. I saw, what did I see recently? Oh yeah, Scabba Yabba Doo Doo. I have a message for you actually. The picture you drew of the ween is so bad. Like, you really?
You know, okay, again, let's take a step back from the wall. That is Chantal. Let's look at all the details. Projection. Ooh, she's projecting. She is so mad that people know what his member looks like, the size of it, what it looks like, and making comments about it. She's so angry about that. You want to know why she's mad? Chantal, let's go all the way back, okay? That picture would not exist had Salah not taken the picture of his member and sent it to a person. I mean, him taking a picture of his stuff for himself is one thing, but he actually sent it to somebody. That's how they got a hold of it. And the fact that you're getting this angry confirms it's him. I have yet to hear you say, hey, I'm his wife. I know what it looks like, and I've seen the picture, and it's not him. A wife would know what her husband's junk looks like. Absolutely. But you're angry and you're upset because it's pretty apparent the two of you are not knocking the boots. We didn't need the picture to know that, but it's just further confirmation. You said yourself in a live stream that because you're a woman of a bigger size, these are your words now, your words, you said because you're of a bigger size, you need somebody of a somewhat bigger size in order to make it happen. I believe you. That's your opinion. That's your life experience. So what Salah has, obviously, if you try to be intimate with him and him with you, it just would not be successful. You've been in Kuwait for 2 years. And I hate to be crude and rude, but I will. I knew the two of you weren't getting physical because if you were, you'd be a happy camper right now. You've been happy all the way around. You would have come on camera saying, oh, my arm is sore. My legs are sore. Oh, my God. You would have been losing weight. You would have been burning the calories, girl. You would have shown off that bedroom and the bed is away from the wall and there would have been a dent in the headboard and there would have been signs, okay? You would have been glowing. Haven't seen none of that. None of it. So I knew that you guys weren't doing the dirty. You're frustrated. You've been frustrated. You paid $9,000 to go to Kuwait to be frustrated. Your choice. You did that to yourself, though. You didn't have to.
You should stick to writing obituaries for pedophiles. You're better at doing that. Like, who draws like that? I can draw better.
So obviously you watched a stream that Yaba did. You keep saying, oh, I only watch through Yo Mama, blah, blah, blah. I don't think so. I think you watch people. You just don't want to, you don't want to admit to it.
And why are people obsessing? You can like cry and go over, it's a peen, it's a peen. Oh my gosh, like celebrating revenge corn. If that were me, imagine. And not just that, there's no face. So nobody gives a shit.
Chantal, we don't have to see his face. We really don't have to. You know, you're such a bad liar. You don't know how to lie right. That's why you should stop. You know, like you're too expressive. And you tell on yourself too much. And you lie and you can't keep your lies straight. And because of that, you get caught up in your lies. That's why you should stop. That's why you should just tell the truth. You know? You're getting this mad because you know it's him. And it's just adding to your humiliation. The fact that the picture is clear. That maybe you saw Salah, the way he looked and, you know, with the clothes on, him being who he is, he fit your outside at the male aesthetic. You know, like the way he looked. You were looking for a certain look. He fit the certain look. And you're like, oh boy, you struck up a business deal with Salah. You just went for it. And then you flew to Kuwait. You paid the $9,000 and then nothing physical happened. So the intimacy part just wasn't on the table. Maybe that was part of the deal. I don't know. But you're angry because people know.
Shit. Plain and simple. Like, anyway. Can I do a drawing? Oh, yeah. Yeah. When I'm in my apartment, sure.
And let's not forget that if Yaba did a drawing of Salah, I don't know if she did. But let's not forget that Chantal did a drawing of Nader and she made his nose into a certain male appendage. Yeah, she did that.
Oh, sorry. I'll get it later. Okay, tell me if you can hear me. Hi,
Did she break her microphone?
Grown women delighted by pickle pics. Can you say embarrassing? They have no place in body shaming anyone's private parts. Can you imagine what?
You know, let's just take the pickle thing off the table for just a second. Chantal, like, let's put that aside. Let me ask you an honest question. Are you happy? Are you really happy? Because I don't think you are. I mean, I don't see you as the picture of happiness or even halfway to happiness. You are the picture of misery. And considering all the hurt that you cause people and even to pets, honestly, that's what you deserve. You deserve all the misery that you are dealing with right now. And the beautiful part is you put it all into play. You were the architect of your own misery. You can't point at girl world and say it's your fault. It's your fault. No, 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 no. We're not telling you what to do. We're not controlling your life. You are. And the problem with you is that you're out of control. You're an out of control person that is convinced yourself that you're in control when you're really not. Your addiction is on top of you. It is the puppet master telling you what to do. Yet the addiction fools you. And it tells you you're in control when you're not. It lets you think that so it can continue and it can continue to be fed and you give into it and become more sick. You convince yourself, I can get on top of this thing and I can get control of it when you're out of control. Girl, if it weren't for the fact that you have a YouTube channel, you would not be able to do what you do at the level that you're doing it. Your food issue is so out of control. You literally have to crowdsource and crowdfund to keep it at the level that it's at. If you didn't have YouTube, if you didn't have your feedies, there is no way, even with a regular job, that you'd be able to spend $5,000, $6,000 a month on fast food. It just wouldn't be happening. To keep your addiction at the extreme level that you built it to, you need other people to help you keep it there. Isn't that sad? That's disturbing, actually.
What FFGs look like? Gross me right out. And by the way, can you hear? Somebody I trust, tell me, can you hear? Issa P. No matter who it is, the fact is that person did not ask for their private images to, yeah, and they call me vile Issa P. Okay, good, Perbies. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to bring this up, and this may or may not matter. But let's talk about the Red Room picture for a minute. Since she's doing the whataboutisms, whatever, I'm going to do one. Let's bring this up. So let's talk about the Red Room picture. I don't know how many on my channel have seen the Red Room picture. I have. I actually saw the unedited version. And the unedited version was Salah in a room with red light. He was in bed next to a woman. And this woman was, I don't know if she was all the way naked, but you could see her naked chest. So this woman was in bed sleeping or laying there, and he chose to take a picture of the two of them while she was like that. Where was the respect for her privacy? The picture that was floating around, it got cropped down and edited down to protect the woman's privacy. But where was the laws wanting a privacy and being respectful of people's privacies when he took that picture of himself and said female and then sent it to somebody? So not only take her picture, he sent it to somebody else, who then sent it to somebody else. So you want to talk about vile, Chantal? You know, Salah was over there sharing pictures with people that he shouldn't have been sharing.
Just beating old people, just beating my grandpa today. You have some nerve shaming. You have some nerve to sit there looking like Jay Leno and going, oh, did you see the DP?
And I'm going to give my point of view about her talking about the reactors. I think, and this is not a conspiracy theory, these are just my thoughts, so please take them as that. I got a feeling I know what you're up to, Chantal. I'm not 100% on it. I can't prove it. I have no receipts. But Chantal knows that when she does her live streams, that reactors, we react to her. And we talk about the things that she talks about. So I'm wondering if she's purposely bringing up different channels that she doesn't like, or channels that she's hoping that if she talks about them and talks about different things they've done or different things they've said, that it might cause some infighting with Girl World, some static, some arguments. Like she's laying the groundwork for people to go, oh, really? And start talking to somebody, and that kicks off a whole bunch of wars going all over the place. I see you, Chantal. I do. Sneaky, underhanded stuff you're doing right now.
D-pick? Like, how old are you? But not just that. Here's the real kicker. Fat bastard outed you as having a Arby's roast beef and cheddar and Pippi long nipples. So if I were you...
I have no idea what she's talking about right now. What?
If I were you, I would lay off the body shaming when it comes to private parts. Okay, thanks. Jeez. Anyways. Oh, the cat's coming in.
I still feel like all of this, she's mad at Salah. Salah's mad at her. And she's taking some time to sit down in the gym area and just let us all have it.
Hey, Jane Pickles. Hi, Ashley. Pippi long nipples, that's what he said.
Again, I have no idea what she's referring to.
Sorry, you know what? I'm not going to...
Like, my eyes and my ears are not all over Girl World, so there's going to be some things I don't know about.
Fat shame you, Isaac, because like you did with me. Because we're both fat. Let's just face it.
Oh, is she talking about Isaac Guest? Because Isaac was talking about reacting to her. Like, she's talking about so many people in this live stream. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to keep up with her going down the line and going back and forth again. So she got a problem with Isaac?
Face it. So you calling me a blimp, you look ridiculous, okay? And if I fat shame you, I look ridiculous. Just like when the two scissor sisters fat shame me as their morning program, when they scissor, they probably start.
Chantal, I really, really hope that you didn't just do what I think you did. That you're putting down two women for having a lesbian relationship. I hope you didn't do that. I really hope you didn't just do that. Especially considering the fact, you hypocrite, that you were claimed to be bi during Pride Week. You were talking about, oh, I want to date a woman. I would love to date a woman. Hope you're not doing that.
Start a fire with all that friction. So Breezy's just going to skip over the part. Carolina, she's in, when I saw the Yo Mama clip, no, Original Owl clip, I think. Even Original Owl was like, ma'am, she's like insinuating legal action. I can't talk about it because legal things might be happening. Stop talking about my kid. No, I wasn't talking about your kid. I was talking about you taking a picture and sexualizing your kid in her bedroom. There's a
Oh, now she's talking about Breezy.
difference.
Yeah, you know, I'm telling you guys, like I'm standing far back from this thing and just trying to be calm about this, and because I know she's going to talk about some triggering stuff. It just feels like she is whistling in a lot of different names all at once, and she's doing it on purpose because she's mentioning different names. There's a lot of reaction channels. There's a lot of clip channels. Chantal has her favorites about the ones she does not like and she has a problem with. And I don't know what separates one from the other, like why some get talked about and others do not. I have a couple of theories that I want to throw on the table while I'm here. I think that she likes to talk about the bigger reaction channels the most just because they have the biggest audience. She also likes to go after channels that are growing really fast, that people really like. She also likes to go after channels that go live a lot. You know, for some reason that really bothers her, especially if they go live at the time that she goes live. That really gets under her skin. But I just have this feeling that she's purposely bringing up a bunch of different names all at once, and mentioning different things on purpose to get people to fight with each other or talk about each other and just make girl world an absolute mess.
Like, that's the only thing you're good at, boozing, is deflecting. I don't know. I guess you got your fishnets in a bunch. This cat. Oh, he just attacked. Look. Stalking me. He's stalking me. Yeah, no one's talking about the kids. They're talking about, like, anyway, the Lulu, I know. Thank you, Carolina. I don't know, Leslie, but swag daddy. There's a human. Oh, there's humans. Don't come in here.
Chantal, listen, if you're gonna do a live stream, if you're gonna do all of this, why not go upstairs to your apartment? I'm not quite sure why you're doing it in the gym. Isn't that kind of rude? What if people want to come down to the gym and work out? You're treating that entire gym like your own personal recording studio, and it's not. Isn't that a bit entitled to do that? Why are you doing it in the gym? Is Salah upstairs? He doesn't want to deal with you? Is that why you're angry? He told you, go down to the pool area and do what you got to do. I don't want you up here.
I know, Ruthie. So that's all I had to say. And then they're going to cry victim when they talk about me all day. That's what I was going to say. If you're going to threaten legal action on me for talking about a picture that's out there, Kirby. Oh my God. I bet you fat fupa ghoul smells like labnut and sauerkraut.
You know, I would love to know who Purbees is and what they're up to. Like, Purbees is spending a lot of money on Chantal and Salah, and I just have to wonder why. Is that one of her feedy people?
Purbees is in on this drama. Fat fupa ghoul. I haven't heard that one. Thank you, Purbees. Thank you so much. Thank you. Shukran jazilan.
she just fart?
Thanks, Purvies. Same rage, different day. Are you talking about Fat Fupa Ghoul?
See, like, this is not a rage, y'all. This is not like I cut my teeth in Girl World early. This is not a full-on meltdown rage. This is Chantal being angry at something, possibly annoyed, but if she were really angry, she wouldn't be smirking here and there. This is her just lacking money, lacking views, and she's bringing up every triggering thing she could think of to make money. Like, let's bring up BBJ. Let's bring up the reactors again. Let's make them into content.
Yes, you're right. All they do is rage about the same things. Yep, the same things. So yeah, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, if you're gonna sue me, take me to court. Go for it. Anyway, I'm not even in Canada. Number 2, the judge will take one look at your channel and your content, and for years how you've been just targeting me and making fun of me, and send you packing. So, good luck. Like on the movie Taken, good luck. Yeah, thanks, Furbies. Those freaking cats. I feel bad. I want to take them all in my house, but there's no way.
Yeah, and that's another thing she's doing lately to trigger people. Like bringing the cats around, feeding the cats. She knows that nobody wants to see her around animals. So she's been feeding the street cats. And I'm okay with street animals being fed if they're hungry. Although I do question why it took her 2 years to finally start doing it. But the cats that she's feeding, it looks like at least 1 or 2. They're both very young tomcats, males. And of course, there's Julia, the female. I don't know what she's planning. If she's planning on taking the male upstairs at some point and mating Julia with the male. I hope she doesn't do that. I really don't.
Courtroom bees. Are we getting a pinky rage? Second. Okay.
You can't even put your pinky upright anymore.
How are you going to say I rage? How are you going to say I rage, but then go listen to Fupa Ghoul scream all night?
She's so jealous. Chantal, you know what to do to make money on YouTube. You've been on YouTube a long time. You know what it takes to make money. You know what brings in the views. You know what brings in the super chats. And yet, knowing what you know, you won't do it. You know what you need to do. You know that being in Kuwait is stupid. That being with Salah is stupid. That being with him in that environment, nobody wants to see it. It's boring. You're in Kuwait. You can't do anything. You're not going anywhere. People are bored. What happens when people are bored? They stop watching. What happens if they stop watching? The money goes down. And you depend on YouTube, don't you? The old Chantal, who is all wrapped around the coin, if the old Chantal was still here, she would have looked at Salah like a while ago and said, look, dude, I got to go. I mean, I don't care how I feel about you. My channel is my channel, and I got to take care of it. I got to go home. So we tried it. It didn't work. I got to go. The old Chantal would have done that, because the old Chantal was all about making her money, making her paper, if for no other reason to have enough money to do her own thing, go where she wanted to go, do what she wanted to do. But you're wrapped around a penis that you can't even see. You're determined to squat in Kuwait until they forcefully kick you out. And all the while, every day, your health gets worse. And the longer you stay, the worse it's going to be when you try to come home because you won't have much to work with. But you know what you got to do to make that money. You know, if you came home to Canada, at least for a while, you would do all right just because it's a new environment. Salah's gone. People will be so happy. You don't want to do it. So you resigned yourself to your own fate.
Like, I don't get it. Poor Howie, 2 cats, 1 hamster. So, oh shit. Please don't come in here.
Why wouldn't anybody come in there? It's a gym. Get your butt up and go. Why aren't you upstairs? Why are you streaming from a public place? That bothers me so much, y'all. When people like her, they decide, you know what, I want to stream here. And they have absolutely no regard for anybody else who wants to use that facility or the things that they paid for as part of their rent. Oh, I want to go work out at the gym. Maybe I have an hour before I go to bed. But here's this woman sitting in the gym streaming for YouTube, so I guess I can't. Or I want to go take a nice midnight swim, but I can't because there's this woman down there and she's acting crazy. Like she's taken over the entire building. She's streaming from her apartment, streaming down at the pool area, streaming in the gym. What's next, Chantal? And it's not even great content anyway.
Oh, there's cameras. Her voice is excruciating. I know.
And don't listen to it.
I can't stand it, yeah.
And don't listen to it.
It's like, I always say, emphysema mixed with the Wicked Witch of the East, West, North, and South. Patty and Selma Simpson.
I can't stand her. I can't stand the way she looks. She's like an egg on legs, and I hate her voice, da-da-da. And yet she watches her streams. And yet she pays attention to what's being said. And yet she pays attention to all the super chats. She's pays attention to it all.
Oh no, they're not Simpsons. They're Bouviers.
She can't get any deeper in Frenchie's pockets. If she wanted to get in any faster and any deeper, she'd have to crawl in there.
The song of the day? Okay.
Don't sing.
I said
Nope. Don't sing. And I forbid you from singing The Doors. I forbid you from singing Pink Floyd. As a matter of fact, all of the 70s and 80s music, just leave it alone. You're not allowed. I forbid you.
Shame on you.
What song is this?
Yes, you.
And please stop with the baby voice. It's annoying.
Teardrop FFG sounds like a cackling witch. Yep. So yeah, miss me with all your BS.
Strawberries and Cream said, did you hear that song Shapes someone made about you? Yeah, a lot of people have heard the song Shapes, and I think it's funny. And she hates the fact that it gets mentioned a lot.
Liver. No, the one thing I didn't like.
Egg on Leg says, I would laugh my butt off to see you try to explain to a stranger while you're sitting in a workout room with a bag of cat food and talking to hundreds of people, right? That'd be a story, wouldn't it?
About no madness. Hi, Laurel. Did they not? I don't know if they came for me with the cat's nails things. I don't know if they did, but there was a video of her dog's nails. They were hella long. Like, all of these people are hypocrites. That's the only thing that bothers me about what they say about me. I don't care. Like, you're not.
If you don't care, then why are you mad about it? I mean, pick a lane.
Going to hurt my feelings. Like, look at you. Like, there's no way any insults coming from any of these people are going to hurt my feelings.
Well, then why are you mad? Am I too sensible? Do I have too much common sense? I mean, if nothing bothers you and you're not mad, why are you speaking on it? Why are you appearing angry? Why do you sound angry? You're not making sense. If you are not bothered, then why do you sound so bothered?
It's not possible. If Fupa Ghoul made fun of you, would you feel ashamed? Would you feel insulted? Let's be real. Hi, Looby Loo. Oh, nice, Vegas doll. The cat's waiting for me. I feel so bad. I at least fed it. Did my job. Right? So primitive? Like, I don't get it. Anyways. It's 11. Soulmate. Amanda's is a hypocrite about most of what she says. Yeah, Joey. It's nice to see you, Joey. Everybody in Gore World is. They're bigger jokes than anybody they make fun of. It's like projection 101. Gorlick is such a fugly word. It makes my tongue feel weird. Girly bread.
So let's see, like who has she mentioned so far? She's talked about garlic bread. She's talked about FFG. She's talked about Yaba, Just Breezing. Like she's going down the list for reactors, and it's always the same ones too.
I walked a bit. The cafe was nice, yes. Yeah, Chelsea. Welcome to the Beezer. Chantal, I'm stressed because we can't find my cat's kittens. She took them and hid them. Oh, in the house? Don't worry. You'll find them. I saw some videos, Teardrop, of the cats hide them very well. But I hope you find them. Or is it a problem? I don't know. What a Beezer.
No, that's a common thing. If a mother cat has kittens, she wants to put them somewhere away from predators or where she feels safe, so she'll hide the kittens. So if the cats are inside, like they're safe somewhere, it's just that she's not going to have them out in the open where something might happen to them. It's normal.
Why did she do that? She's like, don't touch my kittens. I hope you find them, Teardrop. Keep us updated. Like, did she hide them in the house? Why do all your critics have awful voices? They all have the same voice.
Excuse me.
Like, what did ECP say? Ignore the haters. Keep being demure. Keep being...
Okay, well, here's the reason why your cat is hiding the kittens, Teardrop. Teardrop follows up with that, saying it's a problem. We have a dog that has unalived 2 of her kittens before. And you wonder why the mother cat is hiding her kittens now. It could be because she remembers what happened before and she's protecting her babies.
mindful. I'm demure. I saw that TikTok guy, right? We have a dog that has killed 2 of her kittens before. Oh no, Teardrop. Shoot. I hope you find them then. Keep us posted. Aw. Maybe keep an eye on the dog, like if he's like looking, if he finds, you know what I mean? Hi, Vanessa. How many did she have? How kittens did she have? Why didn't FFG's vet report you for the animal abuse? There was no animal abuse on that report. It basically said, like, it.
No, we saw the report. The report said that BBJ was suffering from neglect. And there was so much wrong with BBJ. So much. Like from tip to tail, there wasn't a single thing about that cat that was healthy. The things that I remember that were on the report, she had kidney issues. She had a UTI so bad that she was peeing blood, like dirty ears, dirty infected ears, rotten teeth, arthritis. The mats in her fur were so bad that due to her age, she could not be put under anesthetic to get them removed. They had to do it little by little, piece by piece, with different visits. Of course, we know about the embedded nails. She had 5 embedded nails, and that wasn't the only time that her nails became embedded. It happened before. So, like, everything about BBJ was a mess. If Chantal had taken care of BBJ, if all she wanted to do was rehome the cat, nobody would have had anything to say. What got everybody in an outrage and an uproar was the condition of the cat, like how badly neglected. The fact that before BBJ was given away, Chantal knew there was a problem with BBJ and her kidneys and her bladder. She had purchased pretty litter, which is a type of litter. It's like a crystals that you can put down if you're curious if your cat has a UTI or where they are with their bladder or kidney health. You can put it in the litter box, and if there's something going on with the urine, the crystals will change color. And Chantal mentioned that the crystals went to like a blue, so she knew there was an issue, and she did nothing about it. Also, the litter boxes were not changed. Pete's, for his part, he said that he hadn't changed the litter boxes in 3 months. All he did was dump fresh litter on top of the old litter. And anybody who's ever had a cat, that has ever had cat litter, then you know as well as I do that cat urine, it turns to like an ammonia in the air, which is not good for people, and it's not good for the pet. Like, over time, that ammonia smell just gets getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Pete did not change the litter. He just, to avoid changing the box, he just dumped fresh litter on top of the old litter until it was so heavy he couldn't pick it up because he's so stupid.
On reports, it tells you all, like, what the person comes in and says, like, what the problem is. Like, when you go to a hospital, the nurse will write down what the problem is. Fucking right. BBJ had health problems.
Yep, and why? Why did she have health problems? All the money you were making back in the day, you could have taken care of her. Those babies should have wanted for nothing. They should have had the best food, the best care. Heck, you have even had people in your own chat that were sending you money for their care. There were people sending you money saying, here, we'll pay for the vet visit. All you got to do is schedule. There are mobile vets that can take care of some things if you don't want to do it. Or you can hire someone to take BBJ to the vet if you don't want to bother. And all you got to do is pay for the visit once the bill comes around. There's 100 ways you could have handled that, Chantal. The money you were making back in the day, Mama, if you wanted to do lazy right, you could have done it right. You could have paid people to do all of the things that you didn't want to do. You could have paid people to cook your meals, to clean your house, to take care of your pets. And that way everything was done. And you would have had a clean environment for yourself and your pets. But no, you were concerned about making sure you had enough food money and money for Natter and money for the party favors. And you lived in absolute squalor and filth. And unfortunately, so did they.
She's fucking 21. Okay, pardon my French. She's 21. Elle est 21 années. Elle a 21 ans. Elle a des problèmes médicaux, whatever.
You know what, Chantal? I hope that FFG tears you to pieces in her live. I really hope that she tears you to shreds with the things you're saying in this live already.
Took her to the vet.
And we're not even halfway there.
But I could pull the records. When I took her, whenever baby bird-haired freak with BV breath, Roman Smeagol, what came with me to the vet, and he was holding BBJ. That was only months before I went to Kuwait. She had like kidney issues, like early stages of kidney failure, kidney problems.
So she knew. She knew.
When cats are old like that, they don't groom as much. They don't scratch their...
What did you do? You knew a year before that about her kidney issues. What did you do? Nothing. Nothing.
Nails, that's why they grow so long. So she's lucky I don't fucking live in Canada because or I just don't like have the time or the want to like pay attention, because like that's like pure defamation. I've taken care of that cat for 20 years, but I'm an animal abuser. Go fuck yourself right in your little small boy ass.
You are an animal abuser. Yeah, I said it. I mean, here you are, round 2, Chantal. You got a horrible track record with animals. The way you treated Sam and BBJ, and here you are in Kuwait with different animals. How many versions of Howie have you bought because the other ones disappeared somehow? And what about Julia? When's the last time you brushed her? I bet she has mats. I bet she doesn't eat well. You don't care about her.
Disgusting freak. You're the animal abuser. Chain smoking with your dog. Probably abusing.
Ma'am, do I have to bring up the fact that when you were in the villa, you were hotboxing those poor animals in every room at every opportunity? You were lighting up the green sticks every chance you got. Yeah, you did that.
Using BBJ. Who fucking knows where that cat is?
Happier than you, that's for sure.
Yes, Chimosita. They chose me.
No, they didn't choose you. You can just stop right there. The cat distribution system did not choose you. It didn't. You're such a failure for the cat distribution system that you know what it did? It took back what it gave you. It took back Sam and BBJ and gave them to other people because you were such a fail as an owner. Now here you are in Kuwait. Julia did not choose you. You snatched her up off the street. And those strays that you're feeding, the only reason why they're coming up to you is because they're hungry, not because they like you. Let's get that straight. You're not being chosen for anything. You're trying to force your presence on animals that want nothing to do with you.
So yeah. Anyways, that's all I have to say about that. No, I don't think it is all I have to say. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, whatever. There was nothing wrong with trying to rehome her to a loving person. Like if you see,
I'm trying to control my temper. Chantal, you weren't concerned about the best owner for BBJ. You weren't. The person that you wanted to give BBJ to, you wanted to make sure that they were not in any way connected to YouTube, that they wouldn't just make videos and showcase what was wrong with her. The person that you chose to take BBJ, you were under the impression that this person was bedbound. So there was no way that they would be able to take her to the vet like she needed and get her the care that she needed. All you cared about was dumping her off with whoever would take her, you were sure would not make videos about her and about you. You want to get back to Kuwait as soon as possible to sit next to Salah and look on his phone. You were not hunting around for the best owner for BBJ. You weren't asking questions. You weren't going to people's homes and walking in and making sure that the environment was correct, that the place was clean and it was safe, that there would be no threat to the animal. You did not do your due diligence to find a good place for her. You were just about dumping her off. And I'm sure another reason why you're mad at FFG is because she offered to pay like $3,000-$4,000 for BBJ and sign an NDA, and you turned it down, and she got BBJ anyway for free, and she was free to talk. Oh, I'm sure that burns your butt. That burns your butt so bad. You're like, I should have taken the money. I should have taken the money. I would have had at least $3 or $4 grand in my pocket. That would have been a few nashies. And I love this look. Can I just say I love this look? I'm loving the look, Chantal. Loving the look. We're going to keep that look for the thumbnail. But go ahead.
See all those text messages. I'm pretty sure the video is still on my channel. It might not be. Between me and this psychotic person who pretended to be someone at the...
Chantal, that's what works against you. You claim that FFG stole BBJ. At the same time, you big stupid idiot, you made an entire video showing Pete handing off BBJ to somebody. So nobody walked into your house and stole your cat. You willingly gave up the cat. And here's what the most heartbreaking thing is. You had BBJ for how long? For what, 17 years, 18 years, however old she is. You were the owner and you couldn't be bothered to say a final goodbye. You let your roommate hand her off to somebody. You're a monster.
Demand of this wicked witch, FF Gunt, like being like, yeah, you know, it would be perfect to have an elderly cat. Sent me pictures of her house. Who knows who?
She's just mad because she got outsmarted. And considering how stupid she is, it's not that hard. But she got out-trolled and outsmarted, and her pride has not recovered since. Narcissists, they always react the strongest when the truth of their lies is revealed and their ego is damaged. Look, it's been 2 years and she still won't let it go.
Whose house that was. My mistake was giving her to a stranger, like, but lesson learned, that will never happen again.
Exactly, because you're never going to have the villa ever again. You can't go back to the way things were. You gave it all up for that idiot in Kuwait that you live with now.
Why are we chilling in the gym? I don't know. Change of pace. Yeah, exactly. Dear Tracy. She literally like euthanized her 2 dogs and has...
Don't talk about her dogs. What we know what you were wanting to do with BBJ. FFG literally saved her from being euthanized. That was the plan. I mean, make it make sense, Chantal. Your stories are conflicting. On one side, you were saying, I'm going to take her to the vet. I'm going to take her to the vet, and then I'm going to hand her off. What? So you're going to schedule a vet visit for things that are not so simple. And on the same day, you're going to hand off the pet? When we know how you are about taking a cat to the vet? Look, we know what was on your mind. You were trying to induce a situation where you starved BBJ, and you thought if you starved her enough, the vet will put her down, and no vet's going to do that. But you thought that would happen. That was a thing. You even left Pete at the house with no food for the cats. And that big moron, he didn't say anything for 2 days. But some kind individual finally sent some food so the cats could eat, and you weren't happy about that. You were starving them to death. You're a monster. And because you're such a monster, this is why I'm looking at you. I don't feel any sympathy. Any person who mistreats or abuses an animal, you're not even human to me. You're not.
Has the nerve to like attack me for having euthanasia as an option, and people saying she was putting down a perfectly healthy cat. Really? Really? Did you?
You know what, Chantal? Here's the irony of you. You looked at BBJ and you said to yourself, she's old and she's sick, so what's the point? Yet the same thing could be said about you. You're older, you're sick, you're in bad health. What's the point of keeping you alive? Like, seriously. I mean, you would want some kind of consideration considering the fact that you're human. Why can't a pet have the same chance? Why can't an animal have the same chance at life? All you're thinking about is, this animal is in my way to a path that I want to be on. I want to go to Kuwait and I want to be with Salah, and this animal is in my way and I got to get it out of the way. You always think one-sided and selfishly rather than take care of things and do things the right way. And you wonder why people don't like you.
Not see the vet report. She has chronic kidney illness. She's
And look at you now, karma. You got kidney issues. I think that's karmic, y'all.
21. She's
And you're 40 next.
super old.
And you're getting that way.
She's not the picture of health.
Neither are you.
And if it was more traumatic for her to be rehomed, like I was looking into my options. How dare you tell me I don't have?
And here's something here's some food for thought, Foodie. You put yourself in a position where you are such a burden. You've made yourself into a physical burden. Whatever country you go to, whatever state you land in, whatever person that happens to be around you, you are a burden. Whatever person that gets within 5 feet of you, they will not be able to enjoy their life. They have to devote all of their time to taking care of you. You are a negative burden. Little BBJ is not a burden. She was just unwell. She's better now. But you're just straight up a burden. So what should society do with someone like you?
The right to do that for my pet. What's the best option for her?
But that's not the best option. That was for you. That was the best option because you looked at her as being in your way. You want to get next to Salah. So for you, that was the best because you're thinking selfishly, but there were other options on the table and you wouldn't even consider them.
You act like I wanted to put her down just
You did.
to get rid of her.
Did.
Yeah, I took care of her for 21 years, but I just wanted to put her down. You're sick in the head.
You did. Look, Chantal, I don't know what happened to you, but your thinking shifted. It really did shift. Something happened. I don't know what happened with you, but you just got all obsessed with being with a man. You got man hungry. You put yourself on a quest to be with a man, to be claimed by a man, to get into a relationship and get married. You were on that quest, girl. I don't know what happened, but you decided like you got to have a man. And if you got to have a man, you can't have pets. And if pets are in the way, get them out of the way. Your mind was just so linear, like just a straightforward, like this is all I want and nothing else matters.
And people who drink the Kool-Aid are just disgusting. Like, anyway. Sometimes it is.
Okay, so this idiot in chat, Tracy, saying she'll probably talk about Frenchie. She'll probably put BBJ to sleep, but doesn't want anyone to know she is a piece of crap. I don't think Frenchie would spend all the money that it took to make BBJ healthy just to put her to sleep. And I'm going to say this in Frenchie's defense about BBJ. This is how I feel. This is coming from here. If all the Frenchie could give BBJ was one single solitary day of being in a clean environment, eating good food, living relatively pain-free, if that's all that BBJ could have after that experience, it was worth it. Because BBJ deserved that one day. It's a hell of a lot better than to think about if BBJ did not survive Chantal. And her last memories were to be in a filthy, disgusting, fly-infested, maggot-infested villa, surrounded by filth, neglected, pushed aside, unloved, lonely, sad, depressed. It would hurt my heart to know that those were her last feelings and those were her last experiences. So if all the friends she could give was one single solitary day where she wasn't in pain with her feet, she wasn't in pain with her kidneys, she wasn't in pain with the mats and the rotted teeth, just one day of being pain-free. And she gets to die peacefully. I think that the rescue is worth it just for that one day. I know that BBJ has had more than one day, but if BBJ is going to go, let it be peacefully. Let it be in a happy way. Let her experience some happiness. It wasn't going to happen with Chantal. Chantal's a monster. So that's what I have to say about that issue.
It's best to put a pet. Exactly. It's like, to me, it's like, yeah, they get mad at the most random shit when they're bored. You're so right. Yep. Yep. Heath, I like, you guys see the kind of jokes I tell, and then you're going to act brand new when I make a joke about BBJ. You're going to take a dirt nap. So what? She's going to die. It's a fact.
And so are you. Period. And you're right. We all die. We're all going to die. We don't know when our day is going to come or how it's going to come, but you know, you born, you live, you die. It's a fact of life and death. You know, all we can do is just try to spend our time on this earthly plane and make the most of it and be as happy as we can be, and maybe make a positive impact on another soul or maybe a group of souls. You are a waste of life, though, Chantal.
Of life. Everyone's going to die. I joke about my death. I joke about everything. Doesn't mean I don't love her and abuse her and harm her. Get a life. Stop clutching your pearls. Like, such an abuser. So
You are. You're an abusive predator, period.
3 times that animal control came.
And
I need to get those reports. And all the
do it. Come on, get some receipts. Girl World has plenty of receipts. Get yours. We want to see them.
vet reports.
Get them. Come on.
Yeah. It's really hard. Hi, Stormy. It's not funny. Well, just because you don't think it's funny doesn't mean that it's what you think it is, okay? So go clutch your pearls somewhere.
Hey, Beezers. Yeah, those of you in the chat with Chantal right now. I know that some of you filter over here. It's okay if you come over here. It's all right. I would like to challenge you in a friendly way to do your own homework, to do your own research. If you don't like the reactors, that's okay. You don't have to like us. If you like Chantal and you're like, the reactors are evil, they're bad people, they just hate on her because of her weight, blah, 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 because Chantal has brainwashed you into thinking that's the truth. Friendly challenge. Do your own homework. Do your own research on Chantal. There are clip channels. There are archive channels. Feel free to browse at will and learn at will. You'll find out a lot. You'll find out a lot of things you didn't know. And there's a lot of streams and a lot of videos that Chantal has dirty deleted off her channel because she's trying to like spin a narrative that she wants you guys to believe. She wants to control the narrative, and she hates Girl World because as long as we're around, she can't do that, and she can't rewrite history. She can't spin things the way she wants to. She hates the fact that there are a lot of us around that have been around for years that we know a lot. And she'll bring something up, she'll talk about something, she'll lie about something, and we'll bring up a receipt and prove her wrong. We got all the records. So if you don't like the reactors, that's okay. You don't have to like us. You don't have to subscribe to us. Do your own homework. You'll find out a lot. And then you'll see just how much she's been lying to all y'all.
More else, Heath. Shut up, Heath. Like, I still get Sam updates, yeah. The last one was a picture of him on the bed sprawled out. Yeah, he's living with really nice people. Why didn't animal control do something about the abuse? They had 3 opportunities.
Because they can't do exams, Chantal, and you know that. All that animal control can do is walk in, look around, and that's pretty much it. But they can't do any kind of blood work or exams like a vet can do.
They said when we get a call, we just have to check. Go ahead.
But when animal control came, they didn't answer the door all the time. Peace never answered the door.
Go ahead. My pets, like as if I would never, ever abuse my animals.
And oh, but you would neglect them, wouldn't you? Yeah, you would. Leaving them at the house with no food. Like you made sure to keep yourself fed, but you would go to the pet store and buy like what, 4 cans of cat food for 2 cats? How long is that going to last? Like 1 evening? What about the rest? And you'd go over to Natters and stay gone for like a week to 2 weeks at a time. You turn Pete's into a pet sitter, and he really wasn't a pet sitter. He wasn't concerned about cleaning up after them, making sure they were okay. He was horrible, and you didn't care. You wanted to be up Natters behind.
And the only reason BBJ's nails were neglected is because I wasn't in the country.
Ma'am, and I'm saying that as a cat mama. I don't care if a cat's older. I've had cats. I've had many cats throughout my life. You had to come home every 3 months. A cat's nails do not go from being normal length to embedded in 3 months. That's several months worth of growth. Several months. And it happened more than once. And there was always the option on the table. You could have clipped her nails yourself. I mean, it's a simple thing. You can get clippers and clip them yourself, but you didn't care that much. You didn't care if she was in pain.
Like, I can post the most recent pic, I guess. But you know why, Blushy? I'm reluctant to post updates because people have...
No, stop. Frenchie has said that BBJ's been through enough. She's retired. You know, she's leaving her alone. She can do that.
Said, like this ghoul, she's obsessed and stalker. She has 1 cat. I've heard that her or somebody else, I don't know.
And when she did post pictures, I saw the pictures of BBJ. And BBJ looked so different. She looked so healthy. She looked like she had put on weight. There was life in her eyes. She looked good. She looked real good.
I don't know, was it Shannon? We're going to find Sam and take him. So even updates, like I don't want people to match the background and look for, no.
Listen, just stop, Chantal, just stop. There's no way that anybody's going to take Sam for as long as whoever that has the cat, they're going to take the cat to the vet, give him a lion's cut because of the dander or mats or whatever was going on with his fur. There's no way that someone's going to spend the money that they've spent on Sam and his vet care and also his regular care and then look at you and go, oh, you want your cat back? Here you go. No, Sam's gone. Sam is gone. You're never going to get him back.
Neglected is a stretch, yes. Yep. Prove I'm lying, Ace. Where am I lying? Where? Give me 1 instance in this situation where I'm lying.
You just said it. Whenever Chantal says, where's the proof? That's all the proof you need. That's the only thing keeping her safe is where's the proof? You can't prove anything.
Thanks, Sunset. I don't need people to believe me. I don't give a shit, really, honestly.
Then why are you talking about it? You're talking in circles.
Like, you don't think that a channel that makes money off of villainizing me has a...
We don't have to villainize you. You do a fine job all on your own, Chantal. Look, Big Mama, you decided long ago that you wanted to be the heel of YouTube. You want to be the bad guy. That was the role that you chose. You wanted it. You designed it. You wanted to be YouTube's most hated. You worked hard to make that image and to keep it up and to make it worse. You designed yourself to be the villain. You don't want positive attention. You want the negative attention. You want to walk through the crowd and get booed. You want people throwing tomatoes at you, hissing at you, yelling at you. You love it. You wallow around in that negative attention like a pig wallows in mud, and you enjoy it. You feed off that negative attention. You do. You just draw it into yourself like a black hole. It gave you power. Problem is, you're so sick these days, you can't draw power even off of that. Your battery's broken.
Motive to embellish and twist things and accuse me of things to make me look bad.
And we just put your streams on. We're not making stuff up.
Over and over and over and over again. Because anytime I attack her back, she'll come back with put Cuba Rage on. Or,
yeah, it makes you mad. She loves to troll you.
Don't forget, she's a documented animal abuser.
Yes, you are.
Blah, blah, blah. All bullshit. Hi, golden girl. I know, teardrop, right? You don't think she has a motive to do all these things, just like saving BBJ? Do you know how much money she made off of that situation? Motive.
And that's what makes her mad. Again, it's not about the cat. It's not about, oops, I'm stupid. I love my cat. And I realize that now. And I miss her and I want her back. It's not about giving over an animal that you love and then you realize that was the dumbest thing in the world. It's about money. It's about profit. The moment that FFG got BBJ, and FFG did not tell people in her chat to give her money for BBJ. Just people were so happy to know that BBJ was safe. They were just giving the super chats. It pissed Chantal off. Over on her side, she was kicking herself. Oh, she was kicking herself and thinking, doggone it, if I had just taken care of BBJ, if I had just fed her and taken her to the vet, doggone it, all the money that I could have made. Something that she thought was worthless. Somebody else got, and money came. Chantal was pissed off because she looked at the cats as nuisances and money pits, and spending money on them made no sense. And then she saw the money that people were sending FFG for BBJ's care, and she just got mad. It's a money thing. Envy over the money. That's all it is. And it's so sad considering the fact that BBJ loved Chantal so much. It's so sad when you think about it. That Chantal, you're so stupid. You wanted unconditional love. You wanted a man around that loved you for you. You big, stupid, ridiculous idiot. You already had those things. You wanted a man that was devoted to you and loved you. You had it. You had Pete's. You wanted unconditional love. You had that too. You had the cats. They gave unconditional love. You would leave them alone for weeks at a time. Yet when you would come home, they'd still walk up to you, despite the fact that you did not give them a healthy environment. You left them without food. You were neglectful. You made BBJ so sad. Yet she still came up to you and wanted your love. You couldn't be bothered. And I will never, ever forget that night that Sam was given away. Poor BBJ was so confused where Sam was that she was crying to the house looking for him. She was so stressed out. You suck.
But everyone is too stupid. No eggs on legs. The heat is making me sweat. I was sweating before I started raging. You mean truth telling is raging? Okay. Hate motive, yeah, and money motive. Your dog just farted. So, oh, it's behind me, CB. But I'm just telling
It's all of this is behind me, but you keep talking about it. So shut up if it's behind you.
you.
Shut up.
You know? Yeah, this is the gym. Just telling you.
Why don't you go back up to your apartment and do all of this, you rude ass? Seriously, using a public place to do like a rage stream? You're rude. You have no social graces. How dare you?
I'm not that hot. A little bit. My place is hot too, just as hot. They're not stupid, they're just hateful. Yeah, good point, Earbees. Their hate has blinds them too. Sentient. No matter how much you want them to be sentient, they're not. No matter how big of a strap on you put on them, they're not sentient.
What? What is she talking about? Huh? What?
All right. So, and people use that as a flex. At least, my boy didn't cheat on me, blah, blah, blah. I don't have to be here. Let's get that straight.
Oh, yes, you do. I don't have to be here. Then go home. I'm going to ask the question, Chantal. Why are you in Kuwait? What benefit is there to being in Kuwait? It's not good for you health-wise. It's not good for your channel. Your money keeps dropping. Your views are dropping. Your viewers are bored. Girl World is bored. You're not happy. Why stay there? Why not go home without Salah? What is the point of being there anymore?
Great. I could be anywhere with someone else if I wanted to be.
Then go. You know what? I know for a fact you know that ain't true. See, maybe once upon a time back in the day, you could throw some game as a predator. You could throw that money game around and get people around you. But your money's been dropping. And you're more problematic. And you're more of a burden. You're more jealous and insecure and possessive than you ever were. And because of all of those factors, the sum of all of your parts, no man's going to look at you and say, yeah, I'll sign on to this. Salah's the last one. He is the last one, Chantal. And I think you know that. I think you know you don't have the money game that you used to. That if you approached any other man to be your caretaker, errand runner, housekeeper, pet carer, a man would look at you and go, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. No. Too many jobs, not enough pay. They'd walk away from you. They don't want anything to do with your crazy. That angry crazy you got going on, they want nothing to do with it. He's the last one, and that's why you're hanging on desperately to him.
I choose to be here. So despite everything that happened, the fact that I'm still thriving and still working on
You're not thriving.
On things with my marriage, still happy, and I'm still here, that's because I want to be. Sentient. Hi, Samji. So how was that a flex? Like, You know, I have the free will and freedom to do whatever I want. I can
But you don't.
come and go wherever I want to
Then go.
go. I can, you know what I mean? Like,
Nope, I sure don't. You don't have a car. You're not driving anywhere. You're not going anyplace. You sit in the house all day and eat. Okay, you only go out at night. Or you go to deserted places. So there's an element of Salah is ashamed to be seen with you, or he doesn't want to be seen with you at all. You went out today and you got coffee and cake, but Salah wasn't with you. Tell me how that's a happy marriage. When your husband leaves you alone, he's going to drop you off to let you have some cake and then pick you back up.
I'm still independent that way.
You're not independent. No. You're codependent. You could not do all this stuff on your own. You're codependent. You need somebody around.
Okay, Swag Daddy, I know you're brain dead like the other zombies, so I'm going to explain it to you. The only reason I bring up any of this, I'm addressing exactly what came out of her disgusting mouth. Okay, so I mean, I know you watch them. You have the same negative vibes, so that's why I'm addressing it. Because
And I got a question for the Beezers. And think hard on this before you reply, if you reply at all. Just if you don't want to reply, just think on what I'm saying. So there's like 1 million channels on YouTube, right? 1 million places you can go. My opinion, I feel that if you're someone and you're on YouTube, you should subscribe to channels that are doing really great content. People that really put some pride and some thought and some time into what they do. They think about their content and what they're trying to tell you and what they're trying to show you. They really put out the quality work. And they welcome feedback from those that are in their audience to make the channel better, to where everybody feels included and heard. So my question to all of you Beezers is, what exactly are you getting out of watching Chantal? Is she entertaining you? Because from my perspective, she's negative all the time. And she doesn't appreciate anyone. And she wants everybody to sign up and pay her $2 or $5 or whatever it is for the membership. But what is she offering you in return? She's not trying to help herself. She's not trying to do great content. She's not concerned if you like the content or if you get bored with the content and the same old, same old. Essentially, all she does is turn on her camera and let the meter run. And she's all about that Google AdSense money. And she knows she can get it if she takes the camera and puts it up against the wall and just shows the wall. Still, she'll get the Google AdSense money. And she takes advantage of that. So she gets her Google AdSense, but what do you guys get out of it? Like, do you look forward to watching her content? Does it make you feel good? Because I can't see that it does make you feel good. It's her stuff is so dark and it's so depressing and it's so negative. Like, how can you stand it? Doesn't it make you ill?
you're not even going to acknowledge the fact that all they do all day is bring up my marriage. What the fuck? And then you have the nerve to be like, why does talking about not having a man? Because this bitch who doesn't have a man is talking a lot about my man. And she lied. She lied about having a man. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Why do you care if she has a relationship, period? Whether she has a man or doesn't have a man, you're the one that's deciding you want to make a big deal about having one and make that into content. Hence the reason why we talk about it.
So, yeah. That's why. Like, I shouldn't even have to explain that. They sit on a panel for 2-3 hours talking about my marriage.
Oh, so you're confessing that you watch the channels. Thank you for telling on yourself again.
But literally invent a man.
You invented one. Not Chantal accusing somebody else of inventing a man when she invented one. She literally picked some rando off the street and said, hey, I know you're not attracted to me. I know you can't possibly be attracted, but I'll pay you to act like you care about me. What do you say? And he said, sure. She invented a whole man and a whole marriage.
Have the nerve, you know, they talk about whatever for hours and hours, like, get a life. And then, like, you're surprised at my reply? Like, why does this matter? Because if you're going to throw stones, make sure you don't live in a glass house. That's why. They will keep you busy all day. You know? I wasn't cheated on with anything that moves. Like, there was never any physical cheating.
Oh, so that's what that's the lies you're telling yourself. Oh, it wasn't physical. He didn't touch anybody, so it doesn't count. Chantal, I'm going to bring something to your attention. Salah is on his third or fourth offense. I believe it's the fourth one. Let's see. The first offense was you saw a picture of a woman bent over on his phone. That was number one. Then let's see. Number two was the Red Room picture. Number three was Kai Bella. And I believe number four, something weird happened in Thailand, because after that, the two of you were very tense with each other. So he's on his fourth offense. 4 times. And you're talking yourself into saying, oh, because he didn't touch anybody, it doesn't count. Well, let me put this thought into your head. If he's a younger man, which he is, and if he's not doing anything with you, which we know he's not, if he ain't doing the dirty with you, he's doing it with somebody else. And just because you don't see it doesn't mean it ain't happening. So
One mistake is all I'm willing to forgive, by the way. And I've
but he's made 4. So what do you have to say about that?
said that a million times. You can't say what you would do or wouldn't do in this situation. So yeah. Thank you. And that's what you would do. I'm not you. Like, everyone's different. You know? Sunset.
And I'm going to bring up something, Chantal, that Salah said to Kai Bella. He said her butt was more important than his entire family. He was willing to give everything up for her butt.
Yeah, I know. There's no emotional cheating. Wanting to take a dump on someone is emotional cheating? No.
Chantal, he was willing to upgrade and move on. He was looking for someone to replace you. He was sick of you. He was not only looking for another woman, but he was looking for a woman on social media that was making money. He was looking for a money mama because he was tired of you. He's still tired of you. He just hasn't found anybody to replace you yet.
It's called fetish, like something you're ashamed to talk to your wife about. That's the difference. So,
And why would he be ashamed to talk about his fetish with you? With everything that you've done, why would he be ashamed? I mean, I'm just going to put this out there, y'all. Chantal has a poo fetish herself. She does. She does have a poo fetish. I mean, somebody asked her in the chat once, like, what kind of prom she watches, and she said scat. What do you think that is? And then her fascination with taking a dump out in the middle of the woods and then going to the outhouse, and she's got a poo fascination. She even once wanted a statue made by an artist, and the statue was made out of poo. So she's got a poo fetish herself. Yes, she does.
you look for somebody grungier. I don't know. Like, it's the truth. What emotional. Like, 2 days of disgusting, like, stupid talk is emotional cheating? Since when? Give me a break. And, like, if you plan on rubbing that in our face forever, go for it. It doesn't bug me anymore, obviously, if I'm still here.
No, I don't think it's a matter of it doesn't bug me anymore. I think that you just have nowhere else to go. You put yourself in a position where you have nowhere else to go. You don't have a plan B. If you had a plan B, if you had the villa back in Canada with Pete's and the cats, and if you had somewhere to go, you would have gone. But you gave yourself no out, no safety net, no parachute. You have to stay where you are, because if you go back to Canada, the most you could hope for is a Motel 6 room or worse. Not that there's anything wrong with a Motel 6, but I'm just saying, given your bad credit and your bankruptcies, you would need a motel room. And you're not going to do it. You could do it, and you could make bank if you did it, but you don't want to hear crap from Girl World more than what you already do. So you're going to be stubborn and dig your heels in and stay there. And you're, you know what, Chantal, you're a mukbanger. And you've eaten many things, many, many things. And you can put away a lot. But the things you need to eat that would do you the most good, you will never eat. You will never chew on that ego. You will never chew on your pride and swallow it. You will never chew and swallow that narcissism. You can't chew and swallow those things and just let them pass through you to where you can be a better person. You'll chew and eat everything else but those things.
I don't care. You can try to rub it all day in my face. You can put faceless pics of wieners all over you want. You can do terrible drawings. You can laugh. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. You're not
Then don't get mad.
going to affect me. You're not going to ruin my marriage.
There's nothing to ruin because there is no marriage, period.
So
You can't ruin something that doesn't exist. They're not really married.
I know. And yes, I'm smug.
You can be smart.
Yeah. So it's her life and her decision. How does it affect you? Exactly. The only way it affects people is they think it's a one-up. Like, oh, ha, 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 your perfect marriage isn't so perfect. I never said my marriage was perfect. Ever. Ever. No marriage is perfect. And ours is public. That's the only difference.
That's your fault. You should have kept it private.
This happens to people all the time. So.
No, it doesn't. This is not a common thing where women who want love, they jump into relationships, situationships with guys that are in the Middle East and just fly over there on a whim and just give up everything they have to be with some random dude. That's not a common thing. That's just what you did.
Yeah. No, it's not emotional cheating. Hi, in love. We have a very strong emotional bond.
Ah, sure you do.
That was pure, like, fetish, weird fetish shit. You can call it whatever you want. I don't care. I don't care. I have my opinions, my thoughts, and we've moved on. We've grown. So there's really nothing that you can do to affect me.
You know what I love? I love the fact that Girl World, we're a bunch of bullies. We're a bunch of bullies. We're a bunch of meanie heads. All of us a bunch of meanie heads. We chased poor Salah off the internet. He doesn't want to show his face anymore. He disappeared after the whole text with Kybella came out, and now that the picture of his thing is all over the place, he really doesn't want to come on camera. And maybe that's what's making her mad. The fact that when he starts poking around and starts putting his face on camera, something happens, and then he can say, I don't want to come on camera with you, Chantal. And so she's all alone, and she doesn't want to be all alone. She wants him next to her, but then he has a reason to not be next to her. So she gets mad at all of us because we're a bunch of meanie heads and we caused that to happen.
How many of their viewers get cheated on and take their man back? Exactly.
Not me. I've been married twice. I've had relationships before that, but cheating is cheating. I don't care if it's emotional, physical. Cheating is cheating. And if somebody cheats, they got to go. Period. There's no, I love you, I forgive you, let's try. No, 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 no. No, no. Nope. You cheat, you're gone. Period. Nope. Nope. You do me dirty. It only happens one time and then we're done. Some of us have standards, Chantal.
Yeah. If it was physical cheating, that would be different probably, but.
How do you know he's not doing it right now?
Why are you bringing up Pete's money, silliest of geese?
Oh, so she knows. She knows he's got the 15K. I wonder if she's going to go after it.
Why would I ask Pete for money?
Because you're broke. Because you're unhappy in the Middle East. Because that would be a way for you to go back home. And you know how to talk to Pete. You know exactly what to say. You know what he wants to hear. You would say what you need to say to get back there if it meant you could go back home to Canada and save your channel. He's got money, you don't. He probably has more money right now than you do. You're probably going to talk to him after this live stream and try to get part of it in your pocket and say, Pete, can I have $5,000? I need something. She'll siphon that money away whether she's there or not.
Do you not know that I paid the bills while he wasn't working for like over a year and a half?
And you put him in debt. Let's talk about that, ma'am. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about why you moved into the villa with Pete in the first place. Since you were making YouTube money, why couldn't you do it? Oh, that's right, because of your bankruptcy. And Pete wanted to find a place within his budget. You didn't like the places he picked out. You said, oh, they're a bunch of dumps. I want something nicer. That was out of his price range. So the arrangement was you would pay the rent and the bills. Maybe he would take out the trash. You would pay for everything, though. But before that, you owed Pete a bunch of money. My opinion, I think that Pete took the deal. He put his name on the dotted line because he probably figured this woman owes me a lot of money, and this will probably be the only way that I can get part of that back. Just let her pay for things because she's not going to give me money, cash in hand to pay me back. So I need to get what I can get out of her because it's the only way it's going to happen. Let her pay the bills. Let her pay the rent. I don't know how much debt she put Pete in, but the time that he was there, he probably got it back and then some. I don't know exactly what the debt was. But then she turned around and left to the tune of like 5,000 plus in damages. So if Pete is stupid and he's got 15 grand in his pocket right now, he needs to get that money and keep it in his pocket and not give it to her. If he does give it to her, he's a three-time fool. He's got to wake up and learn sometime.
Do you know that I bought him his first laptop? Do you know that I paid most of?
And you know what, Chantal? Without Pete putting his name on the dotted line, you wouldn't have been living at the villa the way you were. So there's that.
The bills for a long time. Yes, he's given me like money and we've shared money together, but that's none of your business. Nosiest of geese. How about you change your name to that? It was.
And she cheated on Pete. And while she was with BB, she was taking money from Pete. Sure did. Sure did.
Cheating. Yeah, it was, Swag Daddy. And what's your point? I told you it's over with. Why are you even still bringing it up? It affects you more than it affects me.
Oh, Swag Daddy is saying either way, it was cheating. At least see it for what it is. You can move on and grow as much as you want, but he still cheated with one of your beezers. It is all we are saying. Yeah, what is it about those beezers over there? Chantal hates girl world, but who's done the most evil to her? Her own beezers. When Natter chose someone to be with, who was it? It was a beezer. Dee Dee started out as a beezer. And how did she have access to Natter? Well, because Chantal brought him on YouTube and Dee Dee started talking to him. And here we are with Salah. It was a beezer. It was a beezer, Chantal.
It's not your business.
Josie, the N farmer, says you ruined his credit score. Yep. She put him in debt, bad credit, all of that. When they first moved in together, Pete's had a job. He had the good job. He had the good money. He had the good credit. That's how they got into the villa in the first place. She wrecked and ruined all of that.
Hi, Trixie. Yeah, like, and people saying that somebody wants to grape people because, like, of a consensual fetish situation versus real life. You people are disgusting. Disgusting. Okay.
You're disgusting.
You know who you can attack in real life? If you really want to attack someone who's a predator, Scabba had 3 kids.
Ma'am, I'm looking at a predator right now. Right now. That right there is the face of a predator. You are a predator. You prey on people. There are all kinds of ways to prey upon people and be a predator. You prey on people, Chantal. You prey on people's weaknesses. You look for weakness of some kind or another that you can exploit for your own gain. You look for people that are hurting for money, and you come at them and you come across as, I've got money, I'll help you. You're not offering true help. What you're doing is you're using your money as a type of leverage to get leverage on top of that person. Someone like you that's a narcissist, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. If there's somebody in your life that's selfish, that is a narcissist, the one thing you do not want to do is owe them anything, because they will never let you forget it. Never. They will always hit you over the head with it over and over and over again. They'll beat you down with whatever it is you owe them. She is the same. Whatever you get from her, whatever you owe her, she'll use that as weapons to hurt you. She looks for weaknesses, and if there are none, she'll create some for the purpose of control, getting control of you, manipulating you, lying to you. Predator. She looks at people as her prey. She hunts them, especially men. She hunts her prey. She'll walk up to you. She'll size you up. She'll figure you out. She'll see what your needs are, see what she can exploit, make use of. She'll find something to blackmail you with. She'll make you codependent on her money. And God help you if that happens. Because if that happens, she's really got you. And you will never get her big fat foot off your neck. Ever.
With this predator, and then had her wife make a post saying not to treat this man like shit because he's a war veteran, after they knew what he did to a 4-year-old child. Okay,
and look, I don't know that situation. Do I think it's gross as Chantal's talking about it because it does involve the pain of a child? Yes, it's gross coming out of her mouth. This is something that should not be discussed in a live stream, especially this way. She's gross for bringing this up.
baby daddy was in bed with a 4-year-old child.
And we're skipping ahead because that's true.
Like, you're gonna give me shit for having a person in my chat I didn't know had a history of
talking about Karate Joe.
Sex offender?
Karate Joe.
When Kaya's man had a history,
she's doing the whataboutisms. She's trying to minimize what's going on with her by pointing out other people. Chantal, you can point out all the people in the world. It doesn't minimize what you are and what you've done. You're doing the deflection thing. Look over here, don't look over there. Taking the spotlight off yourself.
Was put in jail for that. And then Scabba's friggin' baby daddy.
Here we go again. Her talking about this, and I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. No, I'm just here because... Thanks, Vegas. Hey, Living Laura. She really did bait him. Yeah. And, you know, like, yeah. But I just wanted a change of environment. That's why I'm here.
No, you were running from the tax man. You owe like what, 50, 60 grand in taxes? You were running from the tax man. And here's the stupid thing, Chantal. Had you not run to Kuwait and run away from your responsibilities, if you had stood still and worked with the tax man and kept working, you could have probably settled all of your debt within a year and a half. All the money that you've spent on Salah and the tourist visas and going back and forth and the freaking plane tickets, going to Thailand. You could have given that money to Mr. Taxman and they would have gotten off your back. You ran when you didn't have to.
Yeah, Amber, true. Where's your proof I'm being used for money, Ramblin'? I thought I was broke. So which money? It can't be both. You can't contradict yourself. You look like an idiot.
He is broke and he is using you for money. He doesn't love you. Without the money, he would be gone. And the fact that he's telling you what to do on your channel, Chantal, it's your channel and he's telling you that he wants you to stream for 2 hours, bossing you about on your channel. Why are you allowing that?
Really? Being used for Canada. Meanwhile, we're not living in Canada. Okay. Oh, why? It's because I'm overweight, right? That I'm being used for money. All right.
You know, Chantal, if you were an intelligent woman, if you had class, if you had manners, if you were a good person, you know, there's lots of people in the world of a bigger size that they have partners. They're queens and kings. You're not in that group. You would be deplorable at any weight. It's not about weight. You're awful, you're evil, you're selfish, you're narcissistic, you're self-centered, self-absorbed, soulless, thoughtless, no empathy, no compassion, no caring, greedy, gluttonous. I mean, do you want me to keep going?
So if I'm being used for money, how did Salah survive before he met me?
He was looking to upgrade. And knowing you, Chantal, you probably put a bunch of promises in his ear about what you could do for him and what you could give him. And he looked at your channel and your past paychecks and thought, "Oh, I hit the mother load." You probably told him about, "Oh, I make $20,000, $30,000 in a month." So he went with that.
He actually put out a lot of money, changing his bed, changing everything, even though it's a small apartment. So what? He was single. Where's he going to live? In a friggin' triplex?
You know what? If Salah was just a regular dude living in a regular place and you told us that, it would have been fine. But you were bragging on him, Chantal. You were lying on him and telling, "Oh, he's a successful businessman and I could quit YouTube if I want." And then we saw the place and we're like, what happened? There's nothing wrong with living simply, but that's not the picture you painted for us.
Okay. Like, that's an upgrade. Trust me. Look at Swordfish. Like, he's still gripping that iPad that I friggin' gifted him. What did he have? Are you kidding? At least Salah had his own car, his own place. Had a lot. And still does. So,
You know, I will stand on business and I will stand on this, y'all. I think she's still talking to Natter. I think she still wants Natter, if for no other reason, because she couldn't get him. But she can't get him, but it doesn't mean she stopped wanting him. If Natter was away from Dee Dee and he made one phone call and said, "Come on home, I'm ready for you," she'll be flying home tomorrow.
exactly, Macy. They contradict themselves. I'm so broke.
You are broke.
Apparently, they say I shop at a food bank. All this with no proof.
You do.
I can't afford certain things. Like they.
Okay, I'm going to throw a term on the table that nobody has probably ever heard of. The golden handcuffs. Have you guys ever heard that term? Let me just explain it real briefly. The golden handcuffs. It's when you make a lot of money and then you spend a lot of money. You're never really getting ahead. You got one foot in the mansion and one foot in the gutter simultaneously. You can make $400 in a night and then spend that 400 and be back to being broke within seconds. That is Chantal. She's got the golden handcuffs. Whatever money she makes from the feedy people or from YouTube, within a minute, it's gone. And she's never able to get ahead and take care of things because money burns a hole in her pocket. She's got the golden handcuff syndrome.
Spend time and talking about theorizing what I can afford, what I can't afford, stupid shit like that, you know? It's so stupid.
Chantal, all we're trying to do over here is just make sense of you, because a lot of you and the way you live do not make sense. And you lie. You know, all we're doing is we're looking for the truth. And unfortunately, you're not going to give it to us. So we have to go searching for it.
Who cares? Who cares? Are you poor shaming? What's the deal?
Tell you what, Chantal, you want us to talk about stuff other than food and your grocery hauls, and if you're going to food banks, this is easy. This is really easy. Take us somewhere. Do something. Show us some scenery. Kuwait is huge. Go somewhere with Salah. Put him to work. You know, you're paying him anyway. Take us somewhere we haven't seen yet. Go to a beach. It's deserted. I don't care. Do something besides sit in a room and treat it like a human hamster cage without the hamster wheel and sit there and stuff your face. Can you do that? Give us something to talk about. You're not giving us anything.
What's the big idea? I'm not the one. There's people who have their cash apps on every friggin' stream they do. Are you kidding? What? What? Where's the pee on this couch? What are you talking about? People are so dumb. That's another thing with the weight. It's so annoying. You're obviously lying about being 330. How many times have I weighed myself? And how many, I even weighed myself at the doctor.
And I'm seeing something in Chantal's chat. So it's interesting. Chantal, back in the day, she had three, along with Karate Joe, there were 3 main mods. We called it the unholy trinity: Plain Cheeseburger, Sofa King, and Ashley Lamborghini. So there's Plain Cheeseburger in the chat. They're not modded, but they're in there. And there's another name that I haven't seen in a while, not just another Vegas doll. And Plain Cheeseburger is talking about Sofa King. Where's Ashley? Is Ashley somewhere in the chat hiding under another name? Maybe. Maybe. You know, and by the way, fuck you, Plain Cheeseburger. You and Sofa King and Ashley. You know, you can all go to blazes. You all suck.
I wasn't 400 pounds. So how am I going to be 450?
You're 550.
People are dumb. Go to the doctor by yourself. When I do, that's a lie. Stay mad, stay mad.
The only person that's mad is you. We don't care about your weight. As far you want to get to 1,000 pounds, go for it, girl. Do you? It's not going to make you any happier, but do it. You know, you're not hurting us with all those calories. Do it.
Yeah, who peed on the couch?
You did. You peed in the pool.
What are people even talking about? You're so dumb and mad that you don't even make sense. I love that for you. Right to your job.
All of this smugness, it's just she's mad at Salah for something. I'm telling you guys, something happened between the two of them.
No, it's not hot in here. It's air conditioned, but I'm just always hot.
There has to be a reason why she's not back in the apartment with the AC. Is he up there with some people, or he just told her, go down to the gym area and do something? I want to be alone in the apartment. Is that why she's mad?
I paid the doctor, right? That would be so illegal. What the fuck?
Not really. You just walk out of the room.
Oh my God. Just like we live here, not married. Illegal. Yeah, apparently, Josh. Yeah.
Plain Cheeseburger says, do a live weigh-in, prove the haters wrong. You know what? I wish he would. I wish he would go to an actual hospital or medical office with a scale that can take all of her weight, a scale that goes up to 600 pounds, one that she can't mess around with or put on an uneven surface. I wish he would. I really wish he would. Because I'll make you a fair, honest deal, Chantal. If you went to an actual hospital or an office with a electronic scale that you can't mess around with at all, and you step on that scale and you can have Salah film the whole doggone thing. If you're under 500 pounds, I will apologize to you. I will say I was wrong. You're right. You actually are 330. But if I'm right, then I'm right. You're not 330 pounds. You're over 500. You were almost 400 when you were with BB. How long ago was that? You put on a lot of weight since then, mama. You sure have. So maybe something in your head is thinking, if I'm in the 300s, that means I'm not obese. If I'm over 300, then I am. Maybe you got some weird lines about that, some weird boundaries. I'm not exactly sure. But you're not 330. Not even close.
I don't like stupid people. And who would lie about being 330 exactly? Like,
You would. And that's weird to me, considering how you're catering to the feedy people. And if you came out and said, hey guys, I'm 535 pounds or I am 550, they would love it. They would go wild. Wild. I don't understand why you want to walk in two worlds at the same time you're focused on just one and catering to them. What is with that? Is it vanity? Maybe. But the feedy guys would go wild if you said, I'm 550 pounds.
what the fuck? uh, anyway. How are you caring about me by accusing my husband of using me for money? What the fuck?
He is.
What kind of care is that? If that's your care, idea of caring, I don't need it. No, they're not crying, the cats. Yeah, I'm going to decorate for Halloween, I think, maybe.
Why are you going to do that? You're supposed to be a Muslim woman. You can't celebrate Halloween. What are you talking about?
Listen to old lady, no hag. The projection is incredible. Sanctimony, narcissism. Yeah, the contradictions, exactly. I'm apparently like, I'm apparently broke, but I somehow gave Salah.
You're basically working broke. You make money, but you spend money. You're basically just skating by.
$9,000. Like, when we got married, they check like your bank record. They check a lot, and
You had more money than you don't have as much now. That explains it.
to give me a maher. I can't say it right. Like, he had to give me money. I didn't have to give him money. And
You probably had to. If he did give you money, you probably gave it right back. You had to spend it on him and yourself.
you know what? Like, what are you even talking about? Like, I don't have, like, you think I just had $9,000 to just give to somebody? Like,
Yes. Yes. Back in the day, yes.
what? Like,
Girl, you told us all about how you used to spend like $5,000 just on food and another $1 or $2,000 on green and then more money on junk food. And how much money were you spending a month at Starbucks? Girl, you were rolling in the dough back in the day. Yes, you were. You went from going to Starbucks and getting one drink to two. You were double fisting those drinks. You would drop $500 like it wasn't no thing. Yeah, you had $9,000 back then, not now.
I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. decades, you know? I've been used by people for decades. Like who, Peter Princess? You didn't even know me for decades. What are you talking about? Before.
Oh, so the Peter's coming through with some truth. Peter Princess says, Chantal, you have used by people for decades in order to feel accepted. You are being used by all of us right now. What? I was like, forget that comment about like coming through with the truth. What was that? I thought they were going to say something important. I thought that what they were going to say was, Chantal, you've used people for decades, because that would be true. And she uses money to be accepted by people. That would be also true.
Or Salah, before the swordfish. Yeah, used by the swordfish. Yeah.
You used him too. I don't like Natter, but let's call things by their right names. She used Natter too. She used him for content. She used his name. She used his face to make that whole doggone stupid arc. She used him too. He was part of her content.
Okay, sure. Before that, I was with BB and then Pete. 14 years of people who we had 50-50 relationship. What are you talking about?
And that's a shame too. She was with BB and she was with Pete's, and they were decent guys in the respect that they weren't abusive and they weren't rude to Chantal, but they were too vanilla. They were way too vanilla and just way too laid back, and she got bored with them and she tossed them aside and she cheated on them, and she got what she deserved in Natter. She got exactly what she asked for and what she deserved.
Like, oh my God. And now as an adult, I don't need validation to feel good about myself. I don't.
Yes, you do.
Cut down. No, I don't have a channel cutting down other people to feel good.
You're doing it right now.
About myself, okay? So no. Digging through, and you're gonna fat shame him. Okay. Okay, when are people gonna realize that being fat, there's worse things than being fat? When?
Yeah, the worst. What's worse than being fat? Being Chantal. There's nothing wrong with being fat. I mean, there could be all kinds of reasons to be fat. There could be, maybe you got an issue with food. Maybe you've got a thyroid issue. Maybe you've got a medical issue. If you're of a bigger size, you can lose the weight if you want. But there's no surgeon in the world that can fix a darkened soul. A soul that is lacking in substance and empathy and love and light. No surgeon in the world anywhere can fix that. If you're empty inside, you're empty. If you're just a black hole, you're a dark void. That's what you are. And that's what she is. If Chantal were 120 pounds, God help us. Just imagine, y'all, if Chantal were, I'm just making up a weight, 120 pounds. She would be 10 times as worse than what she is already. She honestly would. She'd be so full of herself, and she would be that person that, despite the fact that once upon a time she was over 500 pounds, if she's 120 pounds, she would be a nightmare to deal with. She'd be that person that she would get on the plane, and if she had to sit next to somebody who was overweight, she would complain. She would raise the roof. She would look down her nose at anybody who was overweight. Never mind the fact that she was overweight, she would put down and bash people that were overweight. What's wrong with them? Da 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 da. She has no good soul. It is what it is. No surgeon can fix it. No makeup can fix it. What's ugly is ugly forever. And God don't like ugly.
Like, she skips through it because she can't handle it. I know. Yep. Your mama's awesome. Yes, Purbies, he is. Well, I don't know about awesome, but I mean, like, for a reaction channel, yeah, I prefer to watch him over, you know, anyone. I'm fat, I'm just saying. Yeah, like as if. Now she's fat shaming because he won't share his. Exactly, golden girl. You can fix fat, but they're ugly on the inside. Yep. YouTube. Your mama's involved in Gore World. Yeah, but he's like, he basically talks about everybody. He doesn't have a clear, like, you can tell that Gorley Bread is bothered by me by his channel. Every single little thing I do, he's right on my ass for it. You know, like, he's weird. You know, at least your mama has good talking points. You know what I mean? Like, he actually makes sense. Like,
Okay.
so by that logic, FFG has no man, so she should shut up about my man?
We're going over the same talking points. Is that all she's going to do? We've only got a little bit left.
So just because you didn't give birth to a child doesn't mean you don't have a right to talk about someone's parenting if you see something.
Okay, it sounds like she's going to go back into the same talking points. So I'll tell you what, I'm hungry and I want to eat some dinner. So we're just going to end it here because it's going to take a minute to process this. You know, the react's almost at 3 hours. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.